Hey y'all, hey, welcome to Tootie Talk Friends. Let me check this audio. There, yep. Okay. So we good. Hopefully the internet won't cut off. So today we're just gonna talk about the two topics. It's gonna be messy topics today. Oh, I wonder if I don't think I put the screenshot up there on about Kanye West and him talking about him doing fellatios on his cousin until he was 14. And then Shannon Sharpe is getting sued, y'all. So what's crazy, while I'm trying to go ahead and do this last minute, what's crazy is y'all know, so Shannon Sharpe is getting sued, right? So it's when I was watching Mims to make it make sense. He was going reading the lawsuit, the recent lawsuit that just came out. Kind of find out he was already getting sued by somebody else in New York, y'all, by another woman in New York. I'm like, shit, say it ain't. But let me try to put the Kanye stuff is gonna make it. So I'm gonna try to go through that first. I'm gonna try not to talk too fast, y'all. So y'all can go ahead because you know I be speed talking. Uh, and let me cut this down because y'all might hear an echo. I'm just trying to put um, the Kanye West little tweet up there that he had put out. I'm quite sure y'all not already seen it because the ridiculousness of Kanye. So if we talked about, I don't think I even covered the last tweet that he put out that made it viral of him saying that, um, when he was talking about his mama being a lesbian, y'all. But what he said was, when you walk in on your mama being with the maid, and then I wonder where that's where it from or something like that. Some ridiculous, which is crazy because he got lawsuits for sexual harassments from his employees. So why would you put out that you sleeping with your employees, but then pretty much say I get it from my mama? And when you get these lawsuits going on, like are you sabotaging right now, especially with this last one that he put out? I'm at this point, I'm like, yeah, I think you kind of self sabotaging because this last one that he put out, I don't know if I said, I personally feel like he's trolling, but even with the trolling, he's pretty much calling himself a hey Drake. I hear like I'm young. Like he's pretty much his itself that to a male. And I'm like, maybe he phrased it wrong, but y'all tell me if y'all get the same thing that I get because I don't see many people talking about it. They just talking about him giving fellatios till he was 14 to his cousin. I said, but if I'm reading this correctly, his he said his cousin was 6. And let me read. I'm gonna read this section, this tweet. I'm trying to put it up on the screen so y'all can see it. My computer is moving, so okay. It ain't that big, but I'm gonna read it from my phone. But I just want to put it up there so y'all won't think I'm making up something because I was like, Kanye said what? So, and of course he could have to have music coming out because what are we doing? What are we doing? What it says. This song called Cousins about my cousin that's locked in jail for life for unaliving a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. So you making this unaliving of a woman and her child about you? If this story is even true, y'all, it's Kanye. If this story is even true. So then he goes on to say, perhaps in my self-centered mess, yeah, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6 and we act out what we saw when he was 6. My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in the top of my mom closets were different. My name is Jay, and I sucked my cousin thing till I was 14. Tweaks it. That's what it says. Now I said if you read it, first of all, I I I said in a previous video about Kanye, it's probably like a year ago, that to me, it seemed like he was starting to attack his mother character and in the public eye, trying to bring him down, trying to bring down his mom. And this was the first time I seen it was in an interview, that interview he did with Tucker Carlson. The interview he did with Tucker Carlson, and he talked about his mom and how his mom tried to unalive him by moving him to the worst neighborhood in Chicago. And if you're from Chicago, he was living. His mama moved him to Lakeshore, and I put a extract from her book when she's talking about the house she brought and how it's such a good neighborhood, and she was so proud of herself. Blah blah blah. So I was like, yeah, you just blatantly lying now. Like, and you try to bring down your mama character, and everybody, oh, Kanye's doing this because his mom passed. Well, if this mom was that important to her, why he's trying to rip apart his character? Then he was saying that he was introduced to his father, and his father was telling him everything that, pretty much his mom ain't allowed to defend herself. So now the father is come like, well, hey, everything she told you was a lie. And so, and his father had these talking points about black, that Kanye's is coming, like life matters and everything nowadays. I said, yeah, that would make sense. But anyway, he said in the text, when his cousin was 6, he showed him these magazines. But my dad had Playboy. My mom had these other ones. Man, he's just said that his mom was a lesbian. So if your mom is a lesbian, the magazines should have been females. So how you going to do what you did to your cousin if the magazine and we acted it? What did you act out? And so you end up, don't blame your gayness on your mama. People who are truly gay say they were born that way. Baby, I was born that way. Like Lady Gaga say. Now, don't do that. The Kanye is out here Kanyeing. Do you hear me? Like, because I ain't that type of Gemini. I don't him and Trump because you know you crazy when another Gemini like that's crazy. I ain't that type of Gemini. So I guess the way I'm interpreting it, if you're saying your cousin was 6 and you gave him the magazine, I'm assuming you were older. That could not be true. He didn't say it in there. Even if this story is true, which I don't feel like it is. I feel like he's trolling to get that. What he got, all the articles, it's on the news, it's on TMZ's, everybody, the social media, everybody talking. I feel like he's trolling for that. Because I'm like, he was out here. Trump will not outdo me. I just keep trying and I keep trying, and I'm not making headlines because Trump out here out trumping me. He out Gemini me. What can I do next? I'm gonna tell him I was sucking till I was 14. Oh, his mouth needs to be wired shut again. I don't know how Wendy is in this custody thing and Kanye is just still out here Kanye. Somebody sign him over. And this is the dumbest ever because your ex-wife was already talking about keeping your kids from you. And put your kid on the song with somebody who's accused of doing stuff with underage girls and boys. Yeah, I know the Diddy song. He had put his daughter on. She already took you to court for that. You're already talking about she trying to take your black kids. Like Trump said, the Mexicans trying to take them black jobs. You out here talking about Kim trying to take your black kids. Now, what do you think this gonna do? You specify how old the boy was. If this story is true, my 6-year-old, I sold my 6-year-old my 6-year-old cousin some dirty magazines, and then we acted it out, and I sucked my cousin thing till I was 14. So it seems like you was the head. BSC, use HB. I see in this situation. And you like, oh, he unalived his pregnant girlfriend after I told him we weren't gonna watch dirty magazines anymore. Now, what year did this happen? Because you said you stopped at 14. Now he got a pregnant wife. You said this was a couple years later. What make this make sense? The math, and if the math is right, then that means you is a hate rape. A minor is gonna be the new song for Kanye because this is ridiculousness, and I don't even want to put this out here when so many people have been traumatized, actually had things like this happen. That you want to go in and sell records, so you finna. I ain't gonna even say make it up, but it felt made up to me. So that's the latest in the Kanye mess. Yeah, let's go on to some other traumatic stuff. Now, the picture didn't show, but I did put a big warning on the picture, but why my thumbnail didn't come up. Because this, for anybody who's going to trigger y'all, this is about the R word and it does describe it. If you want to watch the whole, if you want to watch Mims read the entire lawsuit, that's on his channel, make it make sense. So I just took notes on what he said on his channel about the lawsuit. So as y'all know, if y'all seen the headline, it's trending everywhere that Shannon Sharpe is getting sued for $50 million. Woman alleges that he R-worded her, and he was he was abusive uh, to the young lady. And I want to say she said that they were 19 to 20 when they met. This happened 2 years ago, so she's around 21, 22 right now, and he is 54. 54 when she was 20. So his lawyers responded. He sent out a video response. Now the lawyers who's suing him is Tony Buzzbee. Now you know Tony Buzzbee is the one who got all the civil lawsuits against P. Diddy and had that lawsuit against Jay-Z. And Jay-Z went, and now Jay-Z is suing Tony Buzzbee. The lawsuit against Jay-Z was dismissed. And now Jay-Z suing him saying he tried to blackmail him. And because Jay-Z wouldn't pay up, that's why he came up with this lawsuit. And the woman, the victim in the Jay-Z case is saying, Jay-Z is saying that she's saying that, Tony told her to say his name and it never happened. Tony Jay-Z lying. So it's a bunch of, he say, we're going to have to wait till that go to court to figure it out. But that's the attorney who has this Shannon Sharpe case. I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot to put the comments up. Now, don't forget to like the video as y'all come in. Now, that's the attorney who has this lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe. Now, doing this lawsuit, we're going to go through it all, but going through this lawsuit, found out he got another lawsuit in New York for a woman that said he was intentionally emotionally abusive or something like that to her. That's in New York. I said, boy, we didn't even hear about that lawsuit. It probably don't have all these details that this one have in it. It does get graphic, y'all. So let me just read, like I said, the full lawsuit where he read every line that's on Mills' page. I'm gonna just break down the points. So the lady, and then she filed anonymous, right? When Shannon responded, and he didn't show text message when his lawyer responded. They didn't put her name out there, her real name. And then when Shannon just responded, he on his video respond, he said her real name and he said she got an OnlyFans page and put her OnlyFans page out there. I said, which was crazy because that ain't finna do nothing to make her rich. She probably about to make the 50 million in her OnlyFans because you just put on. But let's go, y'all. So her and Shannon met at the she was at the gym working out, and that's how she knows Shannon. Not know, but she said she was 20, he's 34 years older, which was made him 54. She was at the gym in January of 2023. She noticed him watching her doing her workouts, but she didn't pay it no attention. When I tell you she was doing what the lawyers and the lawyers who wrote this up was giving a little shot, little shady shots they would hit because they said she didn't pay him no attention because he was old and she didn't know who he was and found him physically intimidating. To me, the lawsuit gave black scary men. is what they were trying to get you to visualize. A big black scary man, because it says so often in the lawsuit how physically intimidating he was. He was physically intimidating. He was so big. He was so he towered over her. How she was just so always so intimidated, and I was just like, how did y'all get to the point where you along with this man? Let me continue. And in this, I'm just saying from reading the lawsuit. It's two sides to every story, and I'm not the type that says only fans or prostitutes can't get R worded. They can. I do believe that. I'm not saying I don't believe the girl. The lawsuit just perk your eye up. Like, Now, oh, let me see. Y'all know what year the he did the Cat Williams interview? Because that's the note I made. Because she said she didn't know him, and I'm looking like when I first started watching Shannon Sharpe, it's when he had got into it with what's the white guy he was on the show with, and the way the white guy talked to him, and Shannon Sharpe ended up leaving and get his own YouTube. So I did have seen a couple of little clips on ESPN whenever it would go viral, but I wouldn't like just walking out in the public. I wouldn't know Shannon either. And I know I know now from watching Club Shay Shay that he was in the NFL, that his brother was in the NFL Hall of Fame, stuff like that. But just before the Cat Williams interview, no, or even before Skip, that was his name, Skip Bayless. Maybe before the Skip Bayless stuff, I would know him. I said she could even not know him before the Cat Williams interview, especially I think I'm pretty sure she's a girl. She's not black. So I said, but after that Cat Williams interview, what year? Because she met him in January 2023. After that Cat Williams interview, I feel like it's pretty impossible not to know who Shannon Sharpe is. Not even if you be like, that's Shannon Sharpe, but to like, oh, I've seen him on all these clips, or even the news had like it was impossible not to see it. I mean, it's possible. She could never at 20 as a 20-year-old not been on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube let me see. What year did Cat Williams do interview with Shannon Sharpe? Trying to pull it up. Let's see. Do anybody know in the comment what year was that? Okay, I'm seeing people doing reviews in January 2024. Is that giving me a straight answer? Because everything that's coming up with January 4th, 2024. So to me, her not knowing Shannon, it's possible in 2024, in 2023. She said she met him in 2023. To me, could be possible. Because I wouldn't know him because I don't watch sports and watch the NFL like that. Or ESPN. So she said he looked for a while, but eventually introduced himself. She was saying that he was just watching her work out. She would always catch him watching her work out. It gave me old man creepy, is what it sounds like she felt. She said, against her instinct, she gave him her number. Then, for the next several weeks, he constantly pursued her by contacting her at the gym and calling and texting her. I'm like, so you saying what he did? You said what he did, but there was no talking about what she did. Like, okay, he would contact me at the gym. Did you talk back to him when he talked to you at the gym? Like, and if she did, understandable if a big guy is at your gym, you don't want to be rude. Because Shannon Sharpe is a big, that's a big man. You don't want to be rude, but are you answering these phone calls while he calling? All these texting he doing? Are you texting back? Because right now, it sound like you calling Shannon Sharpe a bugaboo. My opinion, but that's what it sounds like. But he says she continues, he could still continue to call and text. And so then another question that I popped up, like, okay, if this big physical intimidating guy is steady watching you, creeping you out at the gym, why are you still going to this gym? Now, I'm not saying as a woman you should have to change gym because this man is looking at you and everything. Like, he should not be making you uncomfortable. But this man is a big, black, old, creepy, steady bothering me at a gym. I'm thinking about finding another gym. Now, to be fair, it could be one of them high end gyms that don't have many locations. Like, of course, Shannon Sharpe. I don't feel like Shannon Sharpe going to be at a Fitness. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna go into the like just a chain gym. So maybe it's one of them high end gym. I don't. I'm just like, it's a question that pop up. Like, why you ain't change the gym? So anyway, he kept contacting her, asking to meet up, and she eventually agreed to meet outside the gym. But he insisted on her signing an NDA before they met up. I'm like, an NDA for a date? I mean, I get he is famous, but okay, y'all. Nope, it wasn't an NDA for a date. It was an NDA because they was meeting at his house. So I'm like, this odd, old, creepy guy that is physically intimidating that you didn't want to give your number to the first time you met with him outside the gym, where you probably felt safer. You're gonna meet him at the house for the first time. And at the same time, I'm like, she's 20. I'm like, but like, you're gonna go to a coffee shop, not the movies, but you're gonna meet Shannon, big old creepy ass, at his house after he insisting on you signing an NDA. Now, if Shannon did what she alleged, I'm not blaming the victim right now. I'm saying, ladies, those red flags be flagging. They be waving up in the air. Don't look past them because my young dumb ass at 20 was so naive and made a lot of mistakes, okay? All types of mistakes. And when you don't really realize it until you're in it, and then at that part, sometimes you're stuck and you're like, what to do, you know? So this is the advice I be giving my 22-year-old baby. If he invite you to his house and now not on a date, it's probably because he want to Netflix and chill. And some men think if you accepted the offer of the eggplant, you know. So be safe and be clear about what you coming over for and what's expected. That's all I'm saying. Not blaming the victim, okay? So anyway, she said from there it was a rocky, controlling 2-year relationship. I'm like, did you sleep with him that night? And y'all thought y'all was in a relationship? Or was you just his Las Vegas lay? But I don't let's continue on with the video. So she said he was older, bigger, and more wealthy. He lied and manipulated her. He said manipulated. He lied about seeing other women, which that leak recording revealed. He was controlling. He was a narcissist. Now she bring up this leak recording a couple of times throughout this lawsuit. So I said, baby girl was mad. She thought they was in an exclusive relationship, and he said, "Oh, Monica, oh, Monica, yeah, right there." What was it, Monica, Melissa? I think it was Monica. Y'all know that audio. Oh, Monica. Um, Let me just check this thing, make sure it's still on there. Yeah. Okay. So she said by October, so man, they met in January 2023. She said by October 2024, he had became unhinged and jealous and would go into fits of rage when he and would go into fits of rage. Then he backdoor R-worded her in October and in January. And she was yelling no and crying, but he did it anyway. The lawsuit goes into who Shannon is, his football career, his TV shows, how he made $6 million off the Cat Williams interview. And I'm looking like, wait, what that got to do with anything? Wait, why are we talking about how much this man made off this Cat Williams interview? Then I'm like, well, maybe she trying to say he could afford this 50 million because he made 6 million off that one video because it was random. Like when they talked about the NFL and the TV shows, and they didn't talk about how much money he made. But that Cat Williams interview, they was just like, oh, he made 6 million off that one video. So don't feel sorry about this 50 million we saw him for. That's what it felt. That's what it felt like to me. But y'all can tell me. Y'all can tell me how it felt to y'all. Wait, I'm trying to make sure I got my comments showing. So then a lawsuit says that Shannon currently has a lawsuit against him for intentional emotional distress and other allegations from some woman in New York. Mims looked it up and said it was true. So to make it make sense, YouTube, he looked it up. He said it was true. He's going to pull up the whole lawsuit and read that lawsuit. In that lawsuit, he forced the woman to her knees and made her give him oral. He insisted, and she was afraid because he was so big. Then he had regular intercourse with her from the front door, not the back door. So then this lawsuit talk about Shannon secrecy. Now back to the OnlyFans lawsuit. Now he said in this lawsuit, she's alleging that Shannon secretly recorded them and would show his friends without her consent. So I was like, did one of Shannon's friends snitch? How would she know if it was secret? How did she know that he showed it to somebody unless the people he showed it to came back and told you and you said it was his friend? So Shannon, check your boys. Somebody is over there snitching on you. If allegedly, if this is true. So then she alleged that the leak audio was done on purpose. You know, the old Monica, yeah, all right, girl. That she alleging throughout this. Like I said, she bring up this audio. It had to heat it. It had to. But now it ain't like she wrote the lawsuit. The lawyers did. But they're alleging that the audio was leaked on purpose to help his career. I said I guess that $6 million was done that he made with the Cat Williams. I don't know. Because that leak audio was after the Cat Williams. So and then what else? He made her have interest with him while on FaceTime with his childhood friend named Bucket. I was like, why ain't put Bucket in this? I know Bucket is at home. Like, I hope Bucket ain't married or nothing. Because his wife would be like, bitch, what? So you sat there on Facebook and what? Now, she goes and say when they first met at the gym, Shannon proposed a petition of getting lean. And if she won, he would buy her fake boobs. What do Shannon got to get lean for? He ain't not muscle. But I guess maybe he had put on weight. I don't. So she said she was shocked that he would even say such like, oh, the audacity. Who said I needed a boob job? I guess Shannon said they took for him. I don't know. Now, first time at his place, he opened the door to now this is, going to once they met, he's stalking her. Well, he's steady trying to get her calling, texting, all on her at the gym to try to get her to go out. Then she didn't agree. She wouldn't agree to the NDA. So finally, he just agreed for her to come over anyway without signing the NDA. So the first time she come over there, she said he just opened the door and didn't say a word and just went upstairs. Baby, flag. I need a red flag. Where's the flag? Because who? No, you didn't try to stalk me like that, and then just gonna act like I ain't shit, like I'm just coming over here unannounced stalking you. He just opened the door, went upstairs. I guess she just stood there not knowing what to do, so she just followed him on upstairs. She followed him upstairs and sat on the edge of the bed. Now, he left the room for 5 minutes, and she just sat there on the edge of the bed. And then he came back in the room, turned off the light, and just laid down in the bed. This is what the lawsuit say, y'all. I'm not making this up. This is what the lawsuit say. Now, then he say, now, let me tell you before I continue. I used to watch Club Shay Shay. I used to watch every interview when it came on, and I watched Nightcap with Ocho. I haven't watched it in a while because it became much. I felt like Shannon The way when it was really the Amanda Seals, Monique. When I seen black women come on there, some black women, and I don't know if it was particular ones that he didn't like, but he did talk to them to me differently than he talked to the men and everybody else who came on there. It was a questioning of them, not believing like you're questioning their story, you're trying to interview them, but not questioning like, oh, where you grew up. Like, nah, that didn't happen. You're like, the fuck? But I haven't watched it in a while. But if you watch the show, especially with Ocho, he's talking about things how he's not married. He do have kids; they're grown, but he's talking about how he's not married and he's been in a relationship and his little quirks that he have, like he don't spend a night over female houses because of something that happened when he was young and the female invited him over. She didn't know he had a man. The man came in. He never spent a night over female houses since then was 30, 40 years ago, however long it was. It was 30 years ago at least, I think. Then he talked about like females can't poop at his house and he don't have females for the night over here. Like he got a long list of things that I'm like, oh, that's why you're by yourself. Because that list is a little ridiculous. It's a little intense. I don't know who's gonna put up with that. Maybe for whatever he paying, because he said 25K per cheek is what his text message said. Text message just was releasing everything, but we're gonna get to that part too. So he didn't know, so she didn't know what to do. So he came in 5 minutes. She just sitting on the bed. He still had thing to her. He come in 5 minutes later, and then just cut off the light and lay down in the bed. So she said she didn't know what to do, so she just laid down next to him. Then they just laid in silence for 10 minutes. Then all of a sudden, he grabbed her from the neck. This is the our part finna start. So this is the sensitive information for anybody who's this on trigger. So then all of a sudden he grabbed her by the neck from behind and said, I knew I was gonna F you the first time I saw you. Right now I would have been offended. Wait a minute, you don't know me, sir. This is what he said. I knew I was gonna F you from the first time I saw you. And they engaged in oral, but it sounds like she engaged in oral, is what it sounds like. Because she said she could see his phone and he was sneaking trying to record her. But she said he was sneaking trying to record her, but it was obvious. And I'm like, yeah, that must mean you was engaged in oral, not we. Because if y'all was the 6 and the 9, you know how this, y'all know. And it's right, and it's on that face right there. What he gonna have time? He can't pull that and put it up in it. Not if he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He ain't gonna have time for that. His hands need to. Y'all know him. Y'all did it. So she said we, but it sounded like she. She said she was too scared to say something about him recording. And then he he 50 something. He ain't finna. I'm surprised he even know how it works. Smartphone. Probably didn't took out that flip phone and tried to record. She probably heard it flip open. Let me get serious. So she said she was too scared to say something. And when it ended, he rolled over, and I'm like, yeah, she did him. Because he just rolled over, went to sleep. He ain't wipe his mouth, nothing. So then during the night, she said Shannon woke up, grabbed her by the, like Trump. You know what Trump had said, grab him by the, she said that's what he did. He grabbed her by the and began having intercourse with her. Then he woke up at 4 a.m. because he had to do a recording, and told her she needed to go, but she could come at exactly 9 p.m. I think maybe the next day. So the next night, she come over at 9:05, and she said Sharpe yells at her for hours. She said it felt like hours. He got very irate and was yelling at her. And she said, if she wanted to be with the Shannon Sharpe. I said, no, he didn't talk in third person. This is what this lawsuit say. I can make this shit up. If she wanted to be with the Shannon Sharpe, she would have to learn obedience. He then turned off the lights, grabbed her neck, and had intercourse with her. She went to his house 4 times a week for the next year and a half. So the summer of 2024, they both moved to Las Vegas for their own personal reasons. He tried to get her to sign an NDA again, but she refused. They continued seeing each other. Sharpe was telling her that they was exclusive. The lawsuit says he embarrassed her in September of 2024 when he live streamed his intercourse audio. So I'm looking like he embarrassed her. Nobody knew they was together. Nobody never heard of this girl to this lawsuit right here. How, maybe she was telling her friends, y'all know I'm fucking Shannon Sharpe. And then that audio leak. And they was like, bitch, your name ain't Monica. So I'm assuming that's the only way he could have. And she's like, he embarrassed her when the audio leak. How that wasn't you. Your name ain't Monica. That wasn't you. So I don't know how that embarrassed her. Unless she was telling people she effing Shannon Sharpe, and everybody looking like, girl, did you hear that audio? She was giving him the what you call, yeah, okay. So I'm like, wait a minute, okay, so I know Shannon over there. I say for Shannon to go this many years and not have like anything happen like this. And so within the last year, you get three, besides the leak, three sexual stuff going on, one, the leak audio, and two lawsuits. Get it together. You embarrassing this girl about messing with this other girl and leaking the audio, and you over there talking about you don't know how the audio leak. And everybody like, when you go live, you got to confirm it. So Shannon, like, it ain't my fault that the audio leaked and it was a mistake. I'm looking like, Shannon.
Whose fault is it? No. Whose fault is it? No.
So anyway, so now he's talking about some. Wait. Now she said she was embarrassed. So then she was afraid of getting the STD and started stepping away from Shannon and stopped taking his phone calls and telling him where she was at. But he would call her nonstop. In October, he saw her at the gym and he forced her to get in her car, and drive to her house by threatening her. Yeah. They go to her house and he demanded they go in the bedroom. She said no, but they ended up in the bedroom anyway. So this is where it get graphic again. He held her in place and forced her to perform oral. He became even angrier and said, "You disrespected me so much, I'm going to punish you in the a-hole, in the back door. And to put this in the, y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna make it that no man wants you again." So she was sobbing and crying. He turned her around and I worded her back below, down under. And he refused to wear any protection. Then he turned her around and said, "Look at this. I got chills. It's so good." I said, I almost at this part, like, it's possible this all happened. And it kind of put me in the man of when that guy had the lawsuit against Michael Jackson in Surviving Netherlands. And I felt like he was just so graphic that I felt like he was trying to like do a P site type of thing. Like it's like a graphic novel type of thing. And this is almost how this lawsuit is reading. Now this all could have happened. I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but I was just like, it seems like you're trying to up your, like, hey, that my shit was so good that he's like, it gave him. But like I said, everything could still be true. Two things could be true at the same time. That he crazy, and he said that. Okay. So January 2nd. Now this happened in October. So this is now January 2nd of this year. Sharpe said he wanted to give her he called her, said he wanted to come over and give her a Christmas present and a birthday present. So then she agreed. She agreed to this. Now, text messages that he released today, Shannon Sharpe, if you look at the date when he's talking about some I missed that peach. That's what I'm gonna say. But he said the A word. I missed that A. And he was talking about 25,000 per cheek. That was January 1st. So January 2nd, she said he called her and said, I'm finna come over and give you your Christmas and birthday present. So she'll let him come over. So she said on January 2nd, he demanded for intercourse, but she demanded he wear protection, but he refused. She streamed and she begged him, but he refused. He forced her to give him oral, then turned her over. She was streaming and crying, and he still demanded that and was demanding that he stop or at least wear protection, put some protection on. But he continued to hit it from the back. She screamed and sobbed and repeated and begged for him to stop. But this went on for 10 minutes. He ended up finishing in her. And then after that is when she said she left Nevada after that one, January 2nd. Now, let's go into, let me see if I have let me see if I have these text messages. Did I send it to myself? Yes, Shannon Sharpe responded. Shannon Sharpe, no. Oh, yes, I do. Let me see. I can read y'all what the text messages says. I thought I had a picture of them. I really want this. This is from the statement from his lawyer. Okay. So statement by Lenny J. Davis, counsel to Shannon Sharpe. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me. Gabriella, that's her name. That's the one who sued him. Said in a text message to Shannon Sharpe on October 7th. Now, October is when he allegedly, let's see, what was October dates? That's when the backdoor one happened. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. When he saw her in the gym and she drove in her car to her house because he threatened her, and he met her at her house. And that's when she was crying and saying stop, but he continued to do it. That's October, and he refused to wear protection. So in October, she sent him a message. This is October 7th of 2023, but this one is October. I don't know what year. I'm assuming this one, the gym one, is October. In the lawsuit, it's in October 2024. But this message said, I want you to put me a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me. Now, the dog collar and choking becomes important because the audio that I'm not going to say she just released, that was just released to TMZ, it's supposed to prove that Shannon Sharpe was abusive. Shannon Sharpe was abusive, but it's him saying how he going to choke her, whether she wanted or not. So it sounds like from this first message, now this is typed up. It ain't actually a screenshot of the message, which I'm like, that would have been better because anybody can type up anything. But if that is actually true, it sounds like it's from 50 Shades of Black. I know you missed this big juicy at $25K for each cheek. That's what she sent on this year, January 1st. The lawsuit filed by Gabriella and orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Buzzbee, is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortion, and misrepresentation, and it will not succeed. In her effort to extract a large financial settlement, Gabriella presented Mr. Sharpe with a secret video of a consensual sexual encounter. We believe the video had been heavily edited and entirely context crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. So what they saying is that now come to find out that before this lawsuit came out, Shannon Sharpe and Gabriella, she had already took him and they was in mediations about this. So she presented a video. And so Shannon Sharpe lawyer was like the video was edited. So she presented a video that made it seem like it was not consensual, but it was actually consensual and it was just a clip. So y'all know, hopefully everybody watching this is grown. So y'all know during the time when things get hot and heavy, if you just take certain parts out, they're like, oh yeah, I ain't gonna say what it says, but certain parts, if you just edit certain parts, yeah, if you just edit certain parts, then it could seem unconsensual, depending on what you into. Okay, now I don't judge. Okay, and don't judge me. Judge your mama. Everybody out here doing it. That's how y'all are all here. Now, how they get to the point where they make y'all out of everything, turn everybody else on differently, I don't know. That's not my place to judge. So she was like, if it's a 50 Shades of Grey type thing, she only edit the part where, you know, where it seems to make it seems non-consensual. That's what they said. He said, to set the record straight, we are releasing several Miss Gabriella, I don't know her last name, Zuniga, on explicit text message to Mr. Sharpe that clearly indicate the nature of their relationship was consensual and sexual in nature, and in many cases initiated by her with specific and graphic requests. Contrary to the allegations she makes in her lawsuit, consensual sex continued until January 2nd of 2025, the day after she asked for $25K per cheek. To put this in here, as quoted above from her text message to Mr. Sharpe. There are other examples of texts from Gabriella. For example, only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want. Then I can do whatever I want to me. So this is November 3rd, 23rd of 2023. I want to put my tongue in yo and then marry you. Another one say, that's my daddy. I want you to put a big black, not a big black baby in me. Girl, that's gonna tell. She must ain't got no kids. Because don't nobody want a big baby. That's gonna tell your whole, that's gonna rip you from the rooty to the tootie. And you're gonna have to get it stitched all up and everything. Not them 10 pounds, baby. And it's Shannon, all his kids probably 10 pounds. Okay, you want a big black baby? She want a big black baby. Y'all better crave. I can't. You better. This is another August 6th. You better crave it because you're gonna be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. Why does she keep talking about this big black baby? Obviously, she wanted a baby because she's talking about baby gravy, and now she's talking about this. Is probably why he was messing with Monica. Monica probably didn't want no baby because Monica was eating her kids. That. Tootie, stop, focus. These messages are just a sampling of a broader pattern of graphic sexual communication initiated by Gabriella. The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role play, sexual language, fantasy scenarios explicitly requested by Gabriella. The edited tape that Gabriella secretly taped and showed to Mr. Sharpe during her blackmail attempts tries to falsely portray, as a result of this editing and out of context with prior text message, that the sexual activity was not consensual. But Mr. Sharpe now believes her secret tapings was all part of her plan set up as part of her blackmail scheme, as distorted by her edited tape, a copy of which she refused to make available to Mr. Sharpe or his counsel. So they saying she won't make the full tape available. She just this edited version is what she's trying to make available and using it as blackmail for Sharpe. And he's like, no, I want the full tape. You can't present me with this little bit of little seconds of stuff and saying that it's something that it's not. So Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations or coercions conduct, especially the gross lie of the R word and will not submit to what he sees as egregious attempts at blackmail. He stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these false claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to vindication through due process and a judgment based on the facts and the laws. So, yeah, that's what his lawyer did. Shannon Sharpe did a short little video on his Instagram. It's real short, addressing it. And this is when he tell y'all that she an OnlyFans. Let's see. Let's see if I could pull this up really quick. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Let's see. I know y'all don't hear it right now. I'm just trying to go back to the YouTube and make sure that y'all can. Okay. I was just trying to make sure the volume was still up there.
That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly, on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Buzzbee want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks. To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Buzzbee, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Buzzbee targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly, on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Buzzbee want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks. To my family.
Okay, so y'all heard that. That was Shannon Sharpe response. Now I can show y'all the video when they said Shannon Sharpe tells her, I want to fucking choke the shit out of you. This is the audio of Shannon talking to this little 20-year-old, and this is what he tell her. Now, if I can get it to play, because, and I'm gonna have to play it from my phone because TMZ will strike the shit out of you. It will have your whole video taken down. So I'm trying to get the site to come up. If not, and just drop it in I'll drop the link because it doesn't feel like it's coming up. And I've been on here an hour, y'all. Did y'all catch all of it? Because I've been on here an hour. Don't forget to like the video as y'all come in. That's the link for the TMZ file. But it's pretty much him saying that I'm a fucking choke the shit out of you. That's what he tell the girl. You hear the girl talking. She sound young. Sound a little young girl. Let me see if I can get it. If I can get it to play. It looks like it's actually finna come up. Link for the TMZ file. Pretty much. Let's see. I'm trying to get a little 1 more minute because this the last of it, y'all. And then we're gonna get out of here. Drop down in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this whole entire situation. Y'all believe? And I want to hear that other lawsuit. There it is.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. It is what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do.
So yes, you do.
I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
I don't think you have a choice in the matter. So yeah, that's the TMZ recording, y'all. And I know Tony released something, but we don't have to go through that, y'all. So do y'all believe Tony? Since Tony was the one who's with the Jay-Z, that he brought these lawsuits that technically he wasn't able to bring because he wasn't able to practice in that state, and Jay-Z lawsuit was dismissed. Now he was also the one who, I forget the man's name. There's another athlete that he sued, and those women won some money. I want to say it was the massage parlor thing, but I'm not sure. But yeah, do y'all believe Tony Buzzbee was his client, or do you believe Shannon? Because at the end of the day,
somebody told a lie one day.
So one of them got to be lying. Both of them can't be telling the truth. I say two things can be true, but both things can't. Like two things, but both of them can't be telling the truth. If it was, it's possible for it to be consensual, and then two instances happened where she said no and he proceeded, but he's saying that that's not the case. That it was consensual the entire time. There was never him taking the he wasn't Donald Trump in it and grabbing a batter. That didn't happen, is what he's saying. But I did read somewhere that he had. Oh, that's Tony Buzzbee. I want to say when he released or did a post, he did say that I believe Shannon Sharpe had offered her a settlement, but she didn't take the settlement. I guess the number wasn't big enough or whatever. She didn't take the settlement. So yeah, I'm almost quite sure more of this gonna be coming out, unless he decides to settle and NDA it and settles. He feel like this is something that she had planned from the beginning. She pretty much just, she set him up, so, and I'm like, she's 20, you 50, you fell for that trap. I'm not saying it's your fault, but I mean,
whose fault is it? Oh, no.
Come on, Shannon. Come on. Yeah, so that's what's going on today. We're gonna be back here tomorrow, 4:45. Video, same time, same place, 4:45 tomorrow. Don't forget to like the video. Okay, we'll be back talking about what all Trump did over the weekend, y'all, because he's still out here trumping. Okay, I will catch y'all tomorrow. Bye.